The following is presented by CrewRoundtable.com Podcast Network. Join JR as he talks to friends, family, co-workers, men on the street, and perfect strangers to bring you their stories. This is JR Talks to People.
Hello everyone and welcome to JR Talks to People. I have with me a very special guest, poet, artist, and overall badass. This is the awesome Cynthia Gould.
Hello, how's it going, strange ball microphone?
Yeah, the snowballs are kind of weird looking, but they're very popular and they're pretty cheap. They're really affordable.
It looks kick-ass. It's very cool.
So you got a new EP out. You're in your band.
Yes.
So before we get to that, let's just a little background on yourself. So what got you into music and the arts?
Oh, well, I've sort of always been in the arts. I mean, I wrote my first poem when I was 5. I always painted and drew and just mucked about, because if you live in the country but don't really like sunshine, you end up puttering around in the basement making things. So I've always been kind of a maker and a doer, as it were. And then I, did more poetry, and I became a spoken word performer, and I finally moved to Toronto, and eventually it finally smacked me over the head that music is really only poetry with a couple of, chords thrown in. How hard could it be? So, yeah, I just sort of picked up a guitar and started a band and yada, yada, yada. Years and years later, in a few lineups later, we are a powerhouse of lunacy and, rocking all over the place. I
can concur about the lunacy. I've been to many performances over the last 4 years, so it's been, you guys are really great. So what's the new EP called?
Okay, well, it's called The Booty Sessions. It's High Heels Lo-Fi, and it's 8 different versions of our ridiculous song Mississauga Booty Call.
Yeah, I think I've heard most of those versions, but a little. When did you actually write the first one?
The first one was written in the back of someone's brother's van. On the way back from a gig, and there was a debate over whether or not someone should go to a booty call in Mississauga, which was just pretty much the funniest thing that's ever happened. So that's how the song started, and then it just kind of snowballed into lunacy. And then we ended up doing Star Trek theme night, so we did Orion Slave Girl Booty Call.
Oh yeah,
and then we did a goth night, so we did Transylvania Booty Call. And then we did a Christmas show, so we did North Pole Christmas Booty Call, which is about me getting down with Mrs. Claus. And
I remember that one too.
Every version is unbelievably filthy, except the 8th track on the CD, which is 16-bit Booty Call, because our friends, the band Villainest, who are amazing, please look them up, and they did a 16-bit Sega Genesis beat boop video game kind of version, so it's instrumental. So that one's radio friendly.
Oh, okay, it's the one
that's
version.
That's the only one without all the swears, and just like filthy language.
Nice. I understand you brought the track with you.
Yes, and I think probably, I don't know all of your listeners personally yet. I assume they're all going to call me later, right? Yeah. But I think the classic version is the best. Mississauga Booty Call, the classic rock version.
Might as well start with the
original.
Start from the beginning is the best
straight up version of the song.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll play that now and come back.
Was
Okay, that was actually brings back a lot of memories. I've heard that several times.
You have been jumping around. Wait, have you been jumping on stage?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
Usually it's only with the girls getting invited
Okay,
on
well,
stage,
no, we've got to start getting more of everyone. That's one of the things we tell people. High Heels Lo-Fi is a good band, but a great time. So we're always trying to drag people on stage and promote idiocy. It's good to be a jerk ass in public.
That's cool.
I think it's
That's
healthy.
cool. So can you break down what the current lineup of the band is?
Yes. Well, drummer Doug Lee from the Wet Spots and Tristan Psionic and Nanochrist, and he's all over the place. He's an amazing drummer, and he's also known as Canada's deadliest bartender.
Ooh.
If Doug ever hands you a glass of punch, only have one, because there's probably 8 shots of liquor and you'll never taste it. He is a danger to himself and others, but he's a genius, and he's awesome on the drums, and he's just a super great guy. And then we have Spacker Dave Vestaloin on bass, and he's a lunatic. He often ends up pantsless, and wearing nothing but his bass and his bare ass, and he's barefoot more than any person I know, even on disgusting Toronto bar stages. He's a dirty hippie, but he's great, and he drinks absinthe, so he ain't quite right. And then we have the brilliantly talented Jackie Moore on guitar. I used to play guitar and sing, and it's hard to multitask when you're not doing either one very well, so now I can concentrate on the one thing I think I'm better at. And she plays guitar exactly like I wish I played guitar. So she's a brilliantly perfect fit. And so she's got like this sort of punk, classic rock, just this really good vibe about her playing. So I think she's like ramped up the party factor by a billion.
That's cool. That's cool. So this is which EP? How many EPs is this for the band?
Oh my gosh, 7, I think.
Wow.
I only know that because on cdbaby.com I just loaded the new one up the other day and it said it was the 7th release. I'm like, really? I don't want to count. I don't have that many brain cells today. But the past 3 I think have been really good. Fishnets and Diesel Fuel.
I've got that one.
Good.
I've got that one.
Alsace No Class Kick Ass.
Okay, I think I might have the E version of that one.
That's the first one with Jackie playing guitar on it.
Yeah.
And now the Booty Sessions.
Oh, nice. So what's next for the band?
What's next? Oh, well, if you would like to watch my heart actually break, here it goes. Not waterproof mascara. Spacker Dave Vestaloin is moving to the States to be with his lovely fiancée, Laura.
Aww.
So we are going to be getting a new bass player.
Okay.
And we don't know who. We will be having time trials and initiations and auditions and, I don't know, basket weaving races. I don't know how we're going to choose a bass player, but our last show with Spacker is July, I want to say 8th, whatever that Saturday night is. I think it's July 8th at Stop, Drop, and Roll, which if you haven't checked out Stop, Drop, and Roll, look that up. It's the old Rancho Relaxo, but they fixed up the sound system and they made the whole place really nice. And it's like the best rock club in Toronto right now. It is so much fun.
It's been pretty cool. I've been there, yeah.
The staff are lovely. The sound guy's killer. And it's just like the best, like, lovely indie rock joint to play. So, so that's our last show with Spacker. And hopefully we will be launching the new bass player that night.
Very cool, man. Yeah, I was seeing his posts. I didn't realize he was actually quitting. I thought he was going on vacation or something.
No, well, he's moving to the States, so that makes it a little difficult for shows.
That's kind of a...
But his fiance's really cute, so I guess she's worth it. Yeah.
I met Laura. She's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? How about for you personally? You got anything? Any personal events coming up?
I just did a really fun VJ gig at the Key to Bala.
Okay.
Which Benny was my chauffeur for the first time I did this gig a couple years ago. If you don't know what VJing is, it's the people who do the visuals and projections and kind of the giant graphics at dance parties and things like that. So did that for May 2-4 weekend, and doing that again. I think Ballapalooza is the first weekend in August.
Yeah.
So the Key to Bala is like this giant, crazy old building, and it's just wild. like the amount of people they stuff in there, like Muskoka people party.
Yeah, they do.
I did not have any idea.
crazy.
I thought cottaging people would be mellow. No, they party. Holy God. Anyway, it's quite entertaining, and it's really fun, doing the graphics and stuff for it. So, yeah,
Very
I'm
awesome.
actually, I want to find more VJ gigs in Toronto. Just that, I could take a subway instead of a 4-hour drive.
Yeah,
to
that
get
would be
there.
that would
That'd
probably
be
easier.
lovely. Just show up with a laptop and plug and play. But not a lot of places have. Sometimes only the big places really have like projectors and screens and things like that.
Okay.
But if anyone needs projections for any upcoming party, talk to me. Cynthia.Gould@gmail.com, and let's chat about getting some cool ass graphics up in your business.
Awesome.
Bring the party, because people like swirly colors.
Yeah, they do add a lot to a VJ gig, to any kind of musical gig. Yeah, you notice them, but you don't notice them.
It's a vibe. There's also a lot of color theory involved.
Okay.
Which I find. Okay, I mean, I'm a graphic designer and I study color theory and moods and all that business. But it's like if a really aggressive song comes on, I turn everything blue. I don't
really?
want drinking fist in the air party people to get too aggressive. If there's a bit of a lull where they play a couple of medium songs, everything's orange and red. Pump up the vibe.
Gotcha.
At the beginning of the night when everyone's around the edge of the dance floor, but nobody wants to be first. No one
Yeah,
wants to be
the
the first.
wallflowering.
Yeah. Put up projections of dancing girls. 3, 2, 1. Dance floor packed.
Really?
It is like flipping a switch. It is so funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Visual subconscious manipulation.
It's not subconscious. It's just a signal, so to speak. But also people react to contrast and variety, right? So if ever the music is sounding a little same to my ear, I wildly switch the style and the color of the graphics and things like that to just keep energy. Because the more you keep people dancing and bouncing, the less they're power drinking.
True.
I mean, you want people steady drinking because the bar's there to make money.
Yeah.
But you don't want...
You want people hammered and causing trouble.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they're bouncing around, they're more likely to stay lively instead of getting weird. Anyway, just my opinion.
I'd never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
It's a very fun hobby.
All right.
Like all the hobbies that you'll never actually make money, but they're super fun to do. Like being in a band or
Yes.
being a poet.
All right. So, where can our listeners... You mentioned your email, but where else can our listeners get a hold of you if they really want to...
If they punch High Heels Lo-Fi into Google, spell it any kind of wrong, you will find highheelslofi.com. And if you'd like to check out my site, I'm at cynthiagould.com.
Okay.
And that's Gould, like Glenn Gould, but not.
Okay, we're going to try to put those... We're going to put those links into the show notes for you podcast listeners.
But yeah, and don't forget, Toronto party people, go out and see live music. There are so many amazing bands and venues right now. Put on your party pants, grab your fun friends, and go out to see live music. Never, never stop. Please.
I agree with you on that one. There's just too many people that... They wait until everything closes and then all complain that, oh, this place closed.
Yeah, I'm sad it's closing.
Where have you been?
You haven't been there for 3 years. How sad can you be?
Exactly.
And people have lives and they have kids and they have careers. And so, okay, you're going to go out less than you did when you were 21. That's totally cool.
True.
But don't stop entirely. Go out occasionally. Go out a couple times a year, once a month, whatever you can manage. But never stop going out for the rock and roll. You need it.
Yeah. All right. I think that's a great place to stop. Thanks for stopping by.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of JR Talks to People. Our opening and closing music was provided by bensound.com. Subscribe to the Crew Roundtable podcast feed on iTunes, Google Play, or visit crewroundtable.com to listen online. Remember, subscribing not only gets you access to this podcast, but also Hot Takes with Gino and the parent podcast, Crew Roundtable. If you enjoyed this podcast or any others on the Crew Roundtable network, please take time to rate and review us on iTunes. Once again, thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you again next time.